When you're solving an equation that has fractions in it, you can go ahead and multiply both sides of the equation by the common denominator. This will allow you to get rid of the fractions and will keep you from making some of the common mistakes you guys are making on these. Okay, so you can see that you have a denominator 3, 4, and a 3. So the greatest common denominator is 12. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 12. Remember, you can do this because it's an equation, and you just need to keep both sides equal. You need to distribute the 12 to both terms inside of the parentheses here. So 12 times 2/3 y, so you're going to think of that as 12 over 1. I'll just kind of write this out. I usually kind of combine this, but so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I'll write each of these out. So minus, you can think of this as 12 over 1 times 5/4. Okay. So here you can see you're going to simplify the 12 and the 3. Both of those are divisible by 3. This becomes a 1. This becomes a 4. This becomes 4 times 2y, which is 8y. This becomes the 12 and the 4 here. You can simplify that. Divide these both by 4. You get 1 and 3, and then you multiply those together. You get 15 over 1, which is just 15, and we don't want to forget our minus. Okay, remember we had to do the same thing to the other side because you want to keep both sides equal to each other. As long as you do that, you can do lots of different things to equations. So this is going to be 12 over 1 times 4y over 1 okay, and that's going to be plus 12 over 1 times 4/3. Okay, so this we probably could have skipped the over 1, but you get the idea here. It's 12 times 4 is 48y. 12 times 4y is 48y. And then over here we can simplify the 3 and the 12. That's a 1 and a 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And so now you can see you have this equation with no fractions in it. Now this can be done a lot quicker. You can kind of see as you go along. I do this part and go straight to here. Kind of do this in my head. Okay? But I'm showing you a little bit more work here. Now you have y's on both sides. So if you want to get y on one side, if you want to move y over to the left, you can subtract 48. Y. And that's going to give me a negative 40y. And to simplify things a little bit more, we could, if we're going to get rid of the minus 15, we want to move it to the other side, we're going to add 15 to both sides. Kind of just combine those steps together. And you get 15 plus 16 is 31. And then now you can see you can just divide both sides by a negative 40. You get 31 over a negative 40, which is the same thing as a negative 31 over 40. And that's your answer. Okay, just really quickly you can see this process again. I'm looking at the common denominators. I have 5 and 3. The least common denominator would be 15. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 15, or 15 over 1. It's the same thing. Okay, then you're going to distribute. Multiply each of the terms in here by 15 and each of the terms over here by 15. So I'm just kind of going to show you what I do is I think of these. This is 15 over 1, the 5 and the 15, that would become a 1 and 3. That leaves me with 3v. Now I do the 15 times 1/5. The 5 and the 15 simplify. This gives me 1. This gives me 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Okay, so we do the same thing over here. 15 times 7/3. Think of that as 15 over 1. The 15 and the 3 simplify. The 3 becomes a 1. The 15 becomes 5, right? You're dividing both by 3. So 5 times 7 is 35. I don't want to forget my v. And then minus 2 times 15, which is 30. Okay, so you can see that that can go, once you get rid of those fractions, then get to something that's really comfortable for you to do. So you can subtract 35v from both sides. That's going to move my v over to the left, and that's going to give me a negative 32v. And we can move this plus 3 over to the right at the same time by subtracting 3 from both sides. So you have a negative 30 plus a negative 3. That's how I would think of that. And that's going to give me a negative 33. And now you're going to divide both sides by negative 32. You get negative 33 over negative 32, and then we want to simplify that. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, and so you get 33 over 32. And that's your solution.